that she says that she'll implement. The valid question, like, why aren't you doing it now? Why don't you talk to your boy there, Biden, and ask him why they're not doing it now? I don't know. She says, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to build the wall. I'm going to do... Okay, put it back. All Biden has to do is declare a national emergency and build the wall, just like Trump did. Oh yeah, but you told him, you called him a POS when he did that. But Harris is, she's not, and she's gonna do it, right? Hypocritical. Okay, I have the ultimate way to determine who to vote for. I got it. So we're gonna put everything at the first debate. They won't do it, but what you should do is type up a contract that says, I will build the wall. I will not stack the Supreme Court. I will do this, and I will list all the things you're saying right now that you're going to do on both candidates, Trump and Kamala Harris. And you got to make sure that they can do it. They can do it with the stroke of a pen, right? Through some type of order, because they'll use Congress as a escape clause. And you say, listen, after you are inaugurated, you have 1 year to implement all this. And if you don't do it, you got to resign. Right? You type up a contract. Both candidates, this is what you say you're going to do. We'll put it in writing that you'll resign after a year if you haven't done it. You're going to end the wars. You're going to build the walls. You're going to do all this crap, right? So what you got to do is you put that all in writing. That's the first debate. You say both candidates sign it. That you'll resign after 1 year if you don't do it. Who do you think will sign? I bet you Trump would sign. That guy's crazy. He'll sign anything. She won't sign it. There's no way she'd make a contract. No, she wouldn't do it. There's no chance. It would be like one of the greatest. It would be one of the biggest. I don't know how to describe it. You whip out that piece of paper, and he said, we're building the wall. We're going to do all this stuff. And you know that they can do it, right? They don't need Congress. They can't blame Congress, because Trump did it he did an executive order, declared a state of emergency, transferred the funds, blah, 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 and he started building the wall. Did Mexico pay for it? Oh, no. The Harris says, we need a wall. Sorry about that. Doesn't matter, you've been VP. It's so funny. She sounds like she's running against Biden. Right? Sounds like she's running against Biden. But that's what you do. You put it all on paper at the first debate. You take it out and say, here's the contract. Sign the contract that you'll resign. They wouldn't do it. And even if they did, they wouldn't resign. They would just make up excuses and say, I can't resign. The world needs me, right? The world needs me. I can't resign from office. The world needs me. Oh. But yeah, I'd like to see that. Let's sign it. Okay. Number 2. Bitcoin. I own Bitcoin. I've owned it for years. And what's funny is everyone thinks the Bitcoin's going to moon. The Bitcoin is going to moon. It's going to go to the moon. It ain't going anywhere. Right? Too many people own it now. Too many addresses. It's being bought up by all kinds of people. You're not going to have these big bull runs that they call it. You might call it bull BS, but Bitcoin ain't going anywhere. It's going to hover around 60, maybe go up to 70, go to 80. It's not going to go to a million. My trust is with Jesus. Yeah, amen. Uh-oh, you're spamming. Don't be a spammer. Don't be a spammer, man. All right, so we've established, had the candidates sign a contracts that say at the first debate that if you don't do what you say you're going to do, you got to resign. No one's going to sign it. Number 2, Bitcoin ain't going anywhere. Number 3, will the rain ever stop in Florida? I don't know. It's like rainy. It's raining nonstop. Okay, what else? Anyone else have any suggestions? Canned meat. I love spam. Spam's got the low sodium. Send some to Texas. There you go. What'd they do? What's that thing people always talk about? They open up the rations. They open up the ration for World War II, and some of that stuff is still good. What is it? Was it spam or baked beans? Whatever the heck it was. Yeah, it's still good. All right, what else do we got? Let's go back. Edgar wants a burger. Send some, yeah, 70 plus years. Canned meat. That stuff they use to preserve it with. Hello. What's going on? What's everyone doing? My wife kicked me out of the house. I had to go. Had to go get some more school supplies for my son. She said, "You got to go. You need to go. Go to Michael's and get poster boards, get colored pencils, get freaking crayons. I don't know." Let me see. Don Paulo. What else? Canned meat. His chin's engulfed. Whatever gets you off, man. Go ahead. Don Paulo. What else? What else is everyone doing? Anyone else doing anything? Let's see your throat. It's kind of my thing, Daddy. All right, Chief. Next subject. Where's everyone from? Someone says they're from Texas. Do you know Don Paulo? I have no idea. Philadelphia. Philly in the house. This message has been held for review. Someone's being naughty. Denise White, what's up? I'm in Florida. South Florida. Rainy freaking Florida. I don't know if it's ever going to stop. The rain may never stop. What else? How far must you keep your school zones? 15 miles an hour. Oh yeah, they're strict about that. They're strict about that. Those motorcycle cops are hiding in the bushes and stuff, and all of a sudden, bam, they come out, and you're screwed. Macon, Georgia? Is that where you're from, Macon? Oh yeah, 15 miles an hour, and don't be speeding. South Florida don't play that. We had some kids get injured in years past, and now they don't mess with that. Macon, all right. I'm in Florida, so you always hear about Macon, Georgia. So when I hear Macon, I'm thinking Georgia. But 15 miles an hour is the max. I'm telling you, the cops hide in the bushes, man. Over in New York. New York's in the house. All right, New York. I've been to New York like 3 times. I haven't been there in 20 years. I just keep going for them. But I'm okay. I hear you. I hear you. The problem is, right? I don't know how it is everywhere else, but the speeding fines are double, right? So, like, if it's 15, let's say, and you're doing 25, right? And they pull you over, that is a 300, $320 ticket. 300. Because the moving violation in Florida, the base amount is 150. And it's $2. It used to be. It might be more. It's been a while since I said. It's like four. It could be. Like it's like $2 for every mile an hour over the speed limit. So right there, if you're going 10 miles and over, that's 300 plus 20. So if you're in a school zone, you're paying the price. And in Florida, if you're going over 100, right? You're on the highway, you're cruising at 100. What's up, Arizona? If you're going 100, automatic arrest. Automatic $1,000 fine, plus you get arrested if you're clocked at over 100. So I think the fastest I've seen in Florida is like 70 is where you can go. 70. So if you go 100 and you get pulled over, you're screwed. What's going on in Arizona? Is it hot? Is it starting to cool off? What's it doing? Game over. Game over, man. Denise, it is game over. Timed out. Please refrain from spamming symbols. I don't think that was anything was wrong with that. Arizona's hot. I hear you. So I'm sitting in my car in South Florida. It says it's 86. That's because it's overcast and it's been raining. It's 86, overcast and rain. But usually with the heat index, it's like 100. Okay, 103. It's like Florida, but yours is dry, right? Ours is like you walk out of a building and it's like someone just threw a bucket of water on you. Don't even worry about getting your hair done, right? Don't even get your hair done. Because you go in, you go somewhere, you get your hair done, the women get their hair done all poofed up. You walk out, in a matter of 5 minutes, your hair's flat because the humidity kills it. You look like someone from Florida. Do we look like that? Well, I'm not white as a ghost. It's so funny. We know when tourists come in town. Can you go outside? Well, you should see one of my other videos. The other day, I drove down to the beach. I live like 15 miles from the beach, and I took like a 45-minute drive to get to the beach. I'm looking around. I thought someone was walking up on me. Someone was walking up. Now, Arizona, Vegas, and all them, when people go out there, when they get back to Florida, they describe it as, it's like, yeah, it's dry. Open up your oven and stick your head in the oven. That's a dry heat. Thursday, 112. I don't know. I ain't even heard of that. People talk about Florida, right? We don't get 112. Yeah. The hottest, probably the hottest it gets, like Miami, Fort Lauderdale, like 95, 96. Then they tell you with the humidity, it feels like it's 105. I got news for you. Once it gets over like 90, You can say it's 90 or it could be 105. It feels like the same crap, right? It just feels the same. It feels the same. Our saving grace is because from the east coast of Florida, where Fort Lauderdale is, to the west coast, where Naples is, it's only like 80 miles. So we get like a breeze. Like we have a constant breeze all the time. Like if I drove, like right now, you don't really see much going on. The palm trees are moving a little bit, but if I go down to the beach, it's like 20-mile-an-hour winds. It's like 20 miles on the beach. It's like windy all the time. Go figure. Some people pull out guns. Where? Oh my God, Denise, but you got to time out. Please refrain from spamming symbols. All right, listen. Those are settings on the chat. I don't know what that is, but Denise, you went a timeout. You did a timeout. Who else is here? Duarte, 112, that's out of control. Arizona's out of control. People spamming. Philly was in the house. Who else? 103. Please refrain. Please refrain. Denise is back. Denise White. She's back. Denise, you was in a timeout for 30 seconds. What happens? What's the next thing? I don't know. This message has been held. Let's review it. You look like... it's so funny. It's so funny. They say when people live stream, like I don't make no money. I just like to blow off steam, right? I just like to go on. I'm an old man. I just like going on this thing and blowing off steam and talking crap. But it's so funny that people, you cannot be thin-skinned, right? People come on and they say all kinds of crazy stuff. What else we got going on? I don't know, Denise. I got some message saying you're spamming, and so Denise is going to be put into a 30-second. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see. I wish I had a breeze. There are some windy days, but we go up to 120, 120, and 128 at one point. Man, I don't know. My chat says no one's there, but I keep getting messages, so I don't know where it's coming from. Which is all right. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of strange. First it tells you there's 13 people, then it says there's 2 people, then there's no people. Yo. All right. Yo, what's up? It's registering me, maybe. All right. Well, listen. I got to go. It's true. I gotta go. I need to take a sip of my drink. This video is not sponsored by Burger King Diet Coke. It's not. I sign off. I come on and off all day. Sometimes I'm heading to someone's house. I turn it on. I complain. Like this afternoon was the marijuana thing, right? In Florida, they got a whole thing in Florida going on with amendment. You know, this cycle we're having all kinds of amendments, and the big one is the abortion to make it legal. You know, to bypass the legislature, and nothing's going to happen, right? They're going to pass. So the legislature in Florida has something like 6 weeks. Like after 6 weeks, you can't have an abortion or something, right? So they want to pass an amendment saying that they're going to legalize. I don't know. I don't even pay attention, to be honest with you. At my age, I tell people want to argue with you, and they're like, "What do you think about abortion? What do you think about the marijuana?" I'm too old for that. I really am. I don't have a position. My whole life, my whole 57 years, abortion was completely legal, right? I never even thought about it. Never even thought about it. Now they restricted it to 6 weeks, and someone goes, "Well, aren't you mad?" I'm like, "No, I'm not mad. I don't know. I never even thought of it. It doesn't pertain to me. I don't think at 57 any women want to be knocking down the door to have children with me. All right? I've been married too long. I ain't worried about it. You know what I'm saying? And then when it comes to marijuana, whatever. Smoke it if you got it. I don't get it. Yeah, maybe Florida's 15 weeks. I don't know. It's not, I don't pay attention. But see, what Florida will do, what Florida's going to do, they'll pass the amendment saying that you can have marijuana, recreational. But by the time the legislature gets done making the laws, it's going to be like in your house, and you can't be in a park, and then they don't enforce it. No one's going to enforce it. Yeah, it's each individual state, right? They pass their own laws, which is kind of crazy. But listen, as an old guy, I'm telling you this as an old guy. The reason why the Supreme Court why is the Supreme Court so important? Right? I grew up with we all grew up with the Supreme Court, right? But why has it become so important? Like with these blockbuster cases, because Congress don't do their jobs, man. Congress doesn't do their jobs. Oh yeah, because if you look at the structure, right? You have the states. If you live in Florida, you want to have you want to do your own thing. If you're in California, you have something else. If you're in New York, you have something else. Everyone's different. I've said that in the beginning, right? We're like snowflakes. All snowflakes are different. You can't paint everything with a broad brush, and it all can't be the same, right? Just have this conversation. If you go out to Iowa, Illinois, I've been in Illinois. You've been to those? You know what? You know what they're worried about? Corn. They're worried about farming. It's agriculture. So many families are in the agriculture, right? They don't want to be hearing about global warming. They don't want to be hearing about gas. They don't want to hear about nothing, because they're worried about agriculture. You go into Texas, Oklahoma, places like that. They're worried about cattle. They're worried about oil. That's how these people make their livings. You go to Illinois, man. You go to Illinois, the people up there are fifth generation farmers. They've been farming for 200 years. They don't want to be they don't want to be told what to do with their farms, right? If you go down south, remember, the Carolinas used to be big on Tobacco Road. You come to Florida. Florida is one of the biggest cattle farms and agriculture. You go up the center of the state of Florida. There's freaking sugar cane and orange groves everywhere. We got a big black bear population too. They're running through the they're running through the orange groves, right? So the whole country is different. You go to the Northeast, New York, Massachusetts. You got the thinkers, right? You got the Ivy Leaguers. You got the MITers. You got all these people. They're thinking. They're all the thinkers. They're all the thinkers. From Ocala, horse country. My my in-laws used to live up there in Ocala, top of the world, I think it was called. Arizona has coyotes. We got coyotes in Florida, man. We got a big problem. In South Florida, Broward. I got a short video. I have a short. Go find this short. My sister took a video of coyotes out in the front lawn. Clearwater, Florida. There you go. That's beautiful over there. Isn't it weird, right? Hey, Phillips. I'll call you Phillips. I don't want to butcher your first name. I live in Fort Lauderdale. It is so different, right? You go to the West Coast, which is only like 80 miles over there to Naples, and go up there, totally different vibe. Totally different vibe. You know, the beaches, white sand, beautiful areas. Totally different. I'm laughing. My neighbors are probably going, what's he doing in his car so long? And rattlesnakes. I don't know about rattlesnakes. I don't think we had them. No spiders, man. I don't think we had anything called the brown recluse spiders. Rattlesnakes. I don't know if we have. We got like water moccasins, coral snakes, green snakes. We got a big freaking python problem. We got a big python problem in the Florida Everglades. I haven't seen like if you watch a YouTube video or something, you think pythons are running through the neighborhoods or slithering through the neighborhoods. They're not. I live I literally live 3 miles from the edge of the Everglades, and I've never seen one. Yeah. No. Yeah, no spiders. But no, the United States is completely different. No matter where you go. No matter where you go. If you get in a car or RV and you travel, you do a lot of traveling for business and stuff, everywhere you go in the United States is different. The South is different. And Florida, I'm telling you right now, Florida is like way different. Northern Florida, as I think Philip said, is from Clearwater. Andrew's from Ocala. You know, the farther you have this line, right? You have this line. Like we have like Lake Okeechobee, and to the south of Lake Okeechobee is more of the like Miami, Broward, kind of. Miami's mixed now with the Democrat Republicans. You don't know which way Miami's going to go. Dade County. Broward is like a hardcore Democrat. It's like 600,000 Democrats versus 300,000 Republicans. And what's funny, in Broward, the Democrats are all fighting with one another, right? They're all fighting with one another. They come up through the ranks, then they get elected to office, and then they take off and they go to the state legislature. And for a Democrat, the state legislature in Florida, no bueno, man. No bueno. No, they chip away here and there, but for the most part, the legislature is and has always been Republican. And I think they have like a super majority. Like even if the governor says no, they can still pass it. Right? I'm telling you, the Democrats, right? You could just look at Broward. They leave, they go to the state legislature. They get term limited out. Then they come back and they want their old jobs back. And they start politicking against the Democrats that are there in office. It's not like they move on and they go, okay, I did my time, right? I came up, I was on a city board, city council, I made a name for myself. Then I got elected to the state legislature. I did my 2 or 3 or 4 terms, whatever it is. I'm term limited out. Now I want to go back. I want my old job back. And they freaking fight one another. I just saw it. They're calling the cops on one another, like swatting them. they're doing a campaign rally, and I saw somebody with a gun, and there's ain't no gun, but they come in, the cops swarm in, they're gonna break the whole thing up, right? You don't hear nothing about that. You don't hear nothing about that. I've lived in Florida my whole life. I can tell you exactly how this place is. I think the last, Democrat governor that we've had that I kind of liked was Bob Graham, right? Bob Graham. Bob Graham was a good Democrat. We had Childs. I don't know. Maybe Childs is all right. I was kind of younger back then. In my 20s, I was busy partying down at the beach. I really didn't care. I really didn't care who was in office, man. Childs was pretty good. Bob Graham was pretty good. And then ever since then, you know, it hasn't been much. I mean, DeSantis, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. DeSantis won re-election by like 20 points. He won election. He won re-election by 20 points. The governor. That's why he tried to run for president. The problem was the people weren't done with Trump yet. Right? People ain't done with Trump yet. But this is it. This is it, right? If he wins, he's in. If he loses, he's out. And then they might take him to jail. Who knows? Who knows? But he'll still have an influence, even if he loses 4 years from now. He might keep running. This guy might run forever. He might run forever. And the people love him. The people that support him love him. We'll see. Sorry about that, man. That kind of snuck out. Sorry about that. That kind of snuck out. I think I've been pretty good. I don't think I've cursed the whole time. But no, it's like we'll see. All right, Ohio, yeah, Florida. But no, I mean, I've never seen a political party like the Democrats in Florida. They just attack one another. The Republicans don't do that. You never hear any of the shenanigans with the Republicans, like attacking one another or going after one another. Never. I can't even tell you when I heard anything like that. But the Democrats, they go after one another. I have a simple how we can eliminate the problem. So, when Trump was in office, they were ready to impeach him because he owned his company owned that the old post office in Washington, D.C. he made into a luxury hotel, right? So when these foreign dignitaries and foreign people, the foreign government people came rolling into D.C., where'd they stay? They stayed at the Trump place, right? The Washington, I'm sure they stayed other places, but they made a big deal about that. They made a big deal. Trump is getting money. He's making money off the foreign stuff, right? And presidents can't make money. Can't make money. Okay. Well, let's do this. Let's pass a law. Again, back to Congress, right? The do-nothing Congress. Let's pass a law that says, hey, if the president can only live off of his salary, then you do too. You do too. You get paid $175,000, whatever it is. That's what you got to live off. You can't sign a book deal. You can't sign book deals. You can't trade any type of stock. Not even you can't do anything. You got to live off that 175. There would be calamity. There would be absolute calamity. All the high price Restaurants in Washington D.C. would go out of business. They'd have to open up Subways. All the how many of them would stick around, right? You wouldn't have people staying in office 20, 30, 40 years, would you? No. No. Do a Google search. Do a Google search and put in the net worth of Congress people. How do you go from nothing, right? Let's say AOC, or let's say, well, I don't know, not even the AOC, anyone. I don't want to say anyone in particular. And see what they had before they became an elected official, and what do they have now? They're like millionaires. How? How? They sign book deals. They're getting paid off somehow. The money's being funneled through, and they get book deals because ain't no one buying no books. These Congress people or these Congress people, they're pumping out books left and right. Why? No one's reading them. No one's reading those damn books. But they do it because they get paid. They get paid. So tell people, listen, congressmen, congresswomen, whatever the salary is as a senator, whatever the salary is as a House of Representative, that's all you can make, and that's what you got to live off of. What? You have to live, three of you have to live in a townhouse. Three of you have to live in a condo and share the rent. All right. Oh, you can't go to some fancy restaurant in Washington, D.C. and have a $300 dinner? Sorry. That's what I don't understand, right? Oh, Trump or the president. Oh, the president. They can't have immunity. No one's above the law. No one's above the law. Okay, listen. If we didn't have immunity, right, then they could have pressed charges on Barack Obama. They make a big deal about that. That the American who went to go fight for the Taliban, and I think they said they dropped a bomb on him and killed him. They could get Barack Obama for killing an American, right? So, but how is it? Senators have immunity, right? Certain types of limited immunity. The House of Representatives do. All these people have immunity. You ever ask yourself why? Why is it when the president goes and speaks, they're always at the podium, right? They're always at a podium. They could be in the middle of the desert talking about something, and they're going to give a speech, but they got that podium with them, with their crest, because as long as they're standing at that podium with that crest, they're doing official business, and their speech is protected, right? If you're walking down the street as president, you're going to, like Barack Obama used to do. Remember, he used to go on the hamburger run and he'd walk down through the park, and that was pretty cool. And go to the hamburger place. He didn't say much, did he? They asked for comments on stuff. He wouldn't give comments because you're not doing official business. You're on lunch break. But you got people in Congress that are worth $300 million. Rick Scott's worth $300 million. He's the richest politician. He was the governor of Florida. He's the richest guy, right? He made his money from the medical field. Right? He was a multimillionaire before he even went there. But just do a Google search and see how much money these people have. How is it? How is it that these politicians get out and they got multiple homes, they got multiple homes, Nancy Pelosi. She's been in the House of Representatives for like forever, and she's one of the richest people there is in Congress. How is it that you sit in a meeting and you're in congressional hearings, right? You're in congressional hearings. You are asking people questions. And as soon as it's over, you run out, you get on the phone and you tell your stockbroker to make it, or you call your husband and tell the husband to call the stockbroker, make a trade, right? Make a trade. They make a trade, they make money, nothing happens because she didn't do it. Martha Stewart does insider trading, makes 900 grand. They lock her up for a year. They lock her up for a year. That's the dumbest thing in the world, right? Right? Why do you lock someone up for a year? Okay, listen. You made a trade. You're at the time she was a she was almost like a billionaire, right? The Martha Stewart channel, all that stuff. Give the money back and don't do it again. Yeah, we're gonna waste our resources locking you up for a year. That was dumb, right? That's dumb. And then you hear the other stuff, right? You hear the other stuff like um when I mean that's like a Democrat thing, go after them. Martha Stewart's not above the law. The other lady from New York who's passed away now, can't think of her name, but they went after her. But they went after her. But no, if you want to resolve problems, you can't change policy, right? They don't care about policy changes. When the government says, "Hey, we're gonna make a policy change," they don't care about that. The president, whatever, you can make hundreds of policy changes. They don't care. You cut off the money, they care. Absolutely. If they really wanted to, when all the states were passing all the drug stuff, the marijuana, legalizing marijuana, Arizona went up the deep end, right? They decriminalized everything, even though it was a federal crime. If you would have went back and said, "Hey, we're going to cut off the money. You violated federal law, so you're going to get no more money from us," they would change their policy. California too, Florida too, Texas too. You cut off the money, they're done, man. They are done. Is anybody in chat, or am I just talking to myself into the video? Is Damien gone? I think Damien's gone. All right, people. I have ranted enough on a lot of different subjects. I appreciate everyone who came in to listen to my rant. And y'all be good. I'll see you whenever I want to rant again. Later.